is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here for Monday Night Raw on Off the Script. It is November 25th, 2019. And I'd like to be the first to say before we have any other parasites in the community claiming that they were the first ones to come up with the idea. Wasn't it in the middle of the Roman era? Wasn't it in the middle of the Roman agenda where he was at a point where he was on WWE TV and the heel turn would have been magnificent just for him to come out and shit on the fans? Didn't I say, why don't we pair Roman Reigns with the Authors of Pain? I think that would be a great idea. Roman has bodyguards, he would get the AOP over, and the heel turn would be complete. Wasn't it me that said that? I'm pretty sure I was the one who said that right here on this podcast. Now here we are on this Monday, and we're looking at what I don't believe is a Seth Rollins heel turn, at least not yet. Now we're looking at the possibility of Seth Rollins aligning himself with Akam and Razor. It looks and sounds familiar, doesn't it? I wonder where they got that idea. Now, let's get the elephants out of the room. Let's talk about the one big issue that everybody's talking about is Seth Rollins' heel. Tonight, Monday Night Raw revolved around Seth Rollins and his clown hall meeting that he called with the entire WWE Raw roster. He wanted to pretty much gather everybody, and he wanted to go over why Monday Night Raw sucks. Why Monday Night Raw was the worst brand coming out of the Survivor Series. I don't think it has anything to do with the Survivor Series. Monday Night Raw was the worst brand going in to the Survivor Series. But the entire show revolved around Seth Rollins and his clown hall meeting with the entire roster. And everybody on social media is bickering and pandering about, oh my God, is Seth Rollins finally heel? Now, the answer is no, he's not heel. The answer is no, he is not heel. But JD, he attacked Kevin Owens after the disqualification by the AOP. Okay, what do you want me to surmise from that situation? Seth Rollins is heel? I don't think so. The last words that Seth Rollins was saying to Kevin Owens as he stomped him for a second time is, come on, Kev, we can build this place together. I don't think he's a heel. It might be the beginning stages of a heel. Whatever happened in the last segment of Monday Night Raw didn't really feel heel-like to me. Now, I want to talk about this now because everybody's going to want my opinion on this big topic. Is Seth Rollins heel? The answer is no. Why would you think tonight he was more heel than any other night that we've seen him dating back to when they put him with The Fiend? Seth Rollins was a heel inside Hell in a Cell. And they didn't do that because it was in the plans. They didn't do that because it was in the cards. They did that willingly, knowing that Seth Rollins was going in there with Bray Wyatt, and he's a babyface. They thought he was going to go in there as a babyface and come out a babyface. They underestimated the power of Bray Wyatt. So WWE unintentionally already turned him heel. It really wasn't confirmed. But I think we've been uttering how we felt about Seth Rollins all these many weeks. Now, is he heel? Again, the answer is no. Seth Rollins and what we've seen of Seth Rollins tonight is merely an extension of what he's done and said on social media. Instead of sitting behind his fucking keyboard and standing in some fucking coffee shop on his cell phone tweeting away, right? Instead of using words WWE decided, you know what? Nobody likes this guy. We got no direction for this guy. He's not going to be the WWE champion again anytime soon. So let's take what he does on social media and actually take that and put it on Monday Night Raw. Let's take his Twitter character and how he acts on Twitter, and let's put that in front of the live audience. Folks, what you got tonight was not Seth Rollins, the heel. What you got was an extension of Seth Rollins on social media. That's all that was. So I don't know why you think that Seth Rollins turned heel tonight. Now, again, I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. We could very well be on that road to see Seth Rollins turn heel, but I don't think it's a legit full-fledged heel turn. This could be WWE's weird way of giving Seth Rollins yet another redemption angle. We don't know. Knowing these fucking people, that's what it probably is. But the last words that he uttered were, Kevin, we can build this place together. Now, that doesn't sound like a heel to me. The AOP being present doesn't really mean all that much. They didn't really do anything. They didn't do anything. They were pretty much, from what I seen, just out there just doing their own thing because Seth Rollins told them that they didn't even do anything at the Survivor Series and have done nothing on Monday Night Raw. Why are you even here? That's all that was. That was just throwing what Seth Rollins said in the opening segment right back in Seth Rollins' face. So for the time being, I want you guys to understand, again, because you're going to hear it from Wrestle Talk, you're going to hear it from those clowns, you're going to hear it from Brian Zane, you're going to hear it from Steven Larson, you're going to hear it from every other podcast that comes on here and does a review of Monday Night Raw. Rollins is a heel. Rollins is a heel. No, he's not. No, he's not. He was already a fucking heel. You just didn't know it. You just didn't know it. WWE unintentionally turned him heel already. I don't need them to tell me what I already know. All he did was take his fucking Twitter profile and give it to you in real life. Live on Monday Night Raw. That was already the Rollins that you didn't like. Now you don't like him on television. Wait until all of this is kind of weeks in, couple of weeks in. Then we can make a final determination. But what you're seeing tonight is not Seth Rollins turning heel. Rey Mysterio won the United States Championship tonight in what I thought was a clusterfuck of a situation. He defeated AJ Styles. How he got there, we'll talk about it. But there is one primary reason why Rey Mysterio is now the new United States Champion. I'm questioning why he is even getting an opportunity at the United States Championship after he was in a WWE Championship match just 24 hours ago against Brock Lesnar. So we'll go over that. And folks, the answer is quite simple as to why Rey Mysterio is the WWE United States Champion. AEW factor. Oh my goodness, man. I can't get over this cold. It's mucus and phlegm. Gotta cough it up. Doesn't want to come out. Anyway, we'll go over that today. Asuka and Charlotte. Asuka and Charlotte. Why Asuka still is using the green mist at every twist and turn. What happened to keeping something that is a part of someone's act unique and special? I don't know. I really don't know. And then we'll go over everything else that happened on this show tonight in what I thought was an edition of Monday Night Raw. It wasn't as terrible as I expected it to be. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. One United States Championship miracle from Rey Mysterio is not going to really have me come on here and say Monday Night Raw was good. It was It was You know, the last night in Chicago. I'm sure all the people in Chicago are happy that the WWE is going bye-bye. What a shit way to end the WWE weekend for Survivor Series, Monday Night Raw. Oh my goodness. I don't feel sorry for you clowns whatsoever, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining me right here on the podcast. If you haven't already realized, I am JD. This is Off the Script. We're going to go over everything that happened on Monday Night Raw in great detail, as we usually do right here tonight. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you guys do that. I want to thank everybody that is new to the Twitter. Thank you guys for following me this weekend. Survivor Series weekend takeover, whether you found me during TakeOver, Survivor Series, SmackDown, Raw. Thank you guys for following me on there. It's a great way to keep up to date with what I think of these shows weekly. We are live tweeting all week during every single wrestling event that we watch. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW, Dynamite, all the pay-per-views. Again, thank you guys so very much. And again, Instagram, we just eclipsed 8,000 followers on Instagram. Let's get that up there closer to 10,000. I would greatly appreciate that. Make sure you guys check out all the other videos that you might have missed, including the epic Survivor Series review and results podcast that we did last night. If you guys missed that, link for that and everything else that happened this weekend, including TakeOver and Off the Script, episode 301, which was incredibly epic this weekend. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Everything you need is linked down below in the description of this very video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. We are nearing 115,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for that. Hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell while you're at it to make sure you guys are notified of everything that I do right here on the channel. And if you guys want to support the podcast via Patreon, you guys can certainly do that as well. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. And the podcast tonight is brought to you by my good friends over at Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Listen, I know how difficult it is to watch a clown like Seth Rollins every Monday night. I know how difficult it is when he's on TV and he just sounds like a complete idiot. I know, it is demoralizing and it just makes you feel uninspired. You're watching Monday Night Raw, you're watching Rollins, and you're sad and you're depressed, and after it's all over, you go to bed, and you try and get some rest before a full day of work on Tuesday, and your wife or girlfriend want to burn it down after Monday Night Raw. You look at her and say, honey, listen, my fire hose is unmotivated right now once again this week, thanks to Seth Rollins. We ain't burning anything down. Seth Rollins just leaves me feeling flaccid. Now, guys, don't let Monday Night Raw leave you flaccid. Get Blue Chew. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know that they work. You can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach. And since they are chewable, they work up to twice as fast as a pill, so you guys can be ready when your wife wants to burn it down. Now, this just isn't for guys who can't perform. It's for any guy who wants that extra function to enhance their performance in the bedroom. Blue Chew is prescribed online and shipped straight to your door in a discreet package, so no in-person doctor visits, no waiting in the pharmacy, and best of all, no more awkwardness. They're made in the USA, and since Blue Chew prepares and ships direct, they're cheaper than a pharmacy. And right now, being that you guys are listening to the Monday Night Raw review right here on Off the Script, I've got a special deal for all of our listeners for the month of November. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use our special promo code JD. All you guys have to do is pay $5 shipping and handling. Again, guys, that's BlueChew.com. Use promo code JD and show Seth Rollins that when he says burn it down, he don't really do anything. But when you say burn it down, your wife is screaming for multiple curb stomps, just like Bray Wyatt. Again, guys, BlueChew.com. That is promo code JD. And thank you guys so much for listening to Off the Script. Monday Night Raw tonight started off with all of the Raw roster surrounding the ringside area. Rollins was already in the ring. He was wearing a fancy black suit. He is the face of Monday Night Raw. He is the head clown of Monday Night Raw. Now, usually with these town hall meetings, everybody's lined up on stage and it looks like a fourth grade assembly. But at least with this visual, it was a lot better presented on TV. Everybody surrounding the ringside area, everybody felt like they should be there instead of just standing on the stage being yelled at by the principal. Everybody was surrounding the ringside area. It just made for a better presentation on Monday Night Raw here with Seth Rollins and his Clown Hall meeting. So Rollins is in the ring. Fans are chanting CM Punk. Obviously, he addressed the chants of CM Punk. He said he tried to get him to show up, but he didn't want to show up. Said Punk wants to sit behind a desk in Los Angeles and talk about a change he's too afraid to make himself. Oh, I'm sorry, champ. You're criticizing CM Punk for not coming back and cleaning up the mess that you and the rest of the clowns on this show have created for the 7 years he's been gone. Oh my God, excuse me. How dare we? How dare we side with CM Punk? Give me a break. Anyway, and that's a shoot. That's ridiculous. Oh, he don't want to come to Monday Night Raw, and he's too afraid to make the change that he talks about himself. What are you talking about? What are you talking about realistically? Do you hear what you're saying? Do you realize how stupid you sound? Just by that alone, I didn't want to listen to any other words that came out of this guy's mouth. So, everybody's around the ringside area. Tonight isn't about him, he said. It's about everyone who is there around the ring. Fans are chanting NXT, NXT. Seth said NXT mopped the floor with Raw last night, just like they do every week with weekly television, so that's nothing new. He said he grew up loving Monday Night Raw, and to see what it's become, it breaks his heart. This show is better than that. I don't even think so. I personally don't even think it can get better from where it is right now. This show is better than that. So he's pretty much telling us what we already know, that this show sucks. He told everybody at ringside that it's going to be harsh, but it's got to be said. Last night at Survivor Series, you all sucked. So the fans are booing Seth Rollins at this point. Lawler then said, so did you. He got eliminated by Keith Lee, by the way, at the Survivor Series. Seth said, everyone dropped the ball last night and they have to fix it. We went from being the A show to the C show. Listen, champ, you were never the A show. I don't know what you're talking about. You were never the A show. You were always the C show. Even on its worst days, SmackDown was always better than Monday Night Raw. And NXT has been the A show for the last 6 years. So I don't know what you're talking about. You've always been the C show. So they need to plant the Raw flag in the ground and make this place great again. So give me a minute, would you? Said he believes in Raw, which is why he invited everyone here tonight. He invited anyone around ringside to speak up. Seth looked at Randy Orton at ringside. He said, Randy Orton, RKO. What do you got to say? You were on my team last night, but you were the weak link. He said he's just keeping it real. He asked if Orton had anything to say. Orton smiled, and I laughed because Randy Orton even knew in that moment that Seth Rollins was a blithering idiot, and he didn't even get in the ring to approach this guy or deal with whatever he was doing here tonight. He simply backed away, he smirked, and he walked away. It's exactly what I would have did. Randy Orton's got the right idea. He's like, bro, I got a new 5-year contract. Go fuck yourself. And he walked away. Orton, as he walked away, gestured with his fist. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he was telling Seth Rollins to go jerk a dick somewhere. I don't know. But Orton obviously was being Randy Orton. Seth then turned to Charlotte and said she's a leader and she was supposed to lead the Women's Survivor Series team last night. But she wasn't even the last person standing for Team Raw. And then he says, and I quote, and you call yourself a Flair. Charlotte walked away, and this was a little bit more unnatural as far as Charlotte Flair. At least Randy Orton walked away in a cool way. It was like Charlotte walked away, and it was almost as if, yep, my cue is up, let me walk away now. It really didn't come off as natural, but obviously Rollins said to her, and you call yourself a Flair. But she didn't do this as far as Randy Orton goes. So, there you go. Or Seth Rollins, I should say. She didn't mimic Randy Orton with what Randy Orton said to Seth Rollins, that he should go stroke a cock somewhere. Seth then looked down at the authors of pain. He said that they weren't even at the Survivor Series, and they could have used them. Oh, really? The Monday Night Raw Tag Team Division certainly could have used them. Why don't we go talk to the old man about where these guys have been all this time? We could have used them. He told them that they don't need to be here tonight if you couldn't even be there last night. AOP walked away. He looked down at Rey Mysterio. Then he says to Rey Mysterio, more than anybody last night, you, out of everybody, let us all down because you couldn't even get the job done with Brock Lesnar, with a lead pipe and your stupid kid helping you out. So clearly he is egging everybody on, and he's getting a little bit more ballsy as this clown hall meeting is going on. So maybe you're not the Rey Mysterio we all grew up loving, huh? So then Chicago rained down an asshole chant at Seth Rollins. The rest of the Raw roster, after Mysterio was belittled by this clown, walked away. Seth said he was trying to do the right thing and motivate them. This is our show and we need to stand up for it. He then said that they're all thinking the same thing, whereas he's the only one with the guts to say it. No, you are not, Mr. Rollins. You are not the only one with the guts to say it. Kevin Owens showed up on the ring apron. He got in the ring. He looked at Seth Rollins, and he was just standing there. Fans were chanting for Kevin Owens, Kevin Owens. Seth said, oh, look, it's the new Mr. NXT. So Seth invited Kevin Owens into the ring and to say what he has to say. Kevin Owens entered the ring, Seth said that he was saying what he was saying earlier because it's coming from his heart. I love this place, said nobody ever, only Seth Rollins. Yeah, that's why everybody's asking for their fucking release on social media. I love this place, these ropes, this canvas, every single guy and girl in the back. I love this place. All I do day in and day out is think about how it can be better. Yes, so do I, champ, and then I get cut down for it, and I'm labeled as a fucking negative Nancy on social media. I want this to be the best show on the planet. Yeah, not with you as the face of the show. Forget about that. I love this place. This isn't about me. He told Owens that he wants his spot and he wants to be him. So he's telling Kevin Owens, you want to be Seth Rollins. You want my spot on Monday Night Raw. You will never be Seth Rollins. You will never be Seth Rollins. Well, let me dissect this just slightly here, champ. Isn't Kevin Owens the one who's getting the organic reactions that you should realistically be getting? Isn't Kevin Owens the guy that we all want to see on television more and be the face of the company, whereas we don't really care if you're coming or going? So, again, I ask, you think that Kevin Owens is trying to be Seth Rollins? Or are you afraid that Kevin Owens has already eclipsed Seth Rollins? So he says, look, I'm coming from a good place. I didn't mean that the way it came off, Kev. This is the right thing to do. So Kevin Owens said, you know what? Whatever. He didn't say anything. He gave Seth Rollins a stunner, and then he left. Seth Rollins could not convince Kevin Owens that what he was doing and what he was saying was coming from the heart and that it was the right thing to do. I will say it once, and I will say it again and over again as long as I see Seth Rollins in my notes on this show. He's not a heel. This didn't really do anything to confirm that he was a heel. All I seen was somebody who was already a heel, unintentionally. And then they took whatever he said and whatever he did and his social media personality and they plugged it right into this segment on Monday Night Raw. Every single person that's been criticizing Seth Rollins said the same thing, that Rollins is cracking under the pressure. That is exactly the story that they're telling here. He cracked under the pressure on social media. He cracked under the pressure while talking about AEW. He cracked under the pressure while defending the fucking company everywhere he went. And this is Seth Rollins cracking under the pressure. I didn't really see a heel turn here. heel turn heel. I didn't see a heel turn here. What I seen was someone who was already a heel that just took his social media personality and his idiocy on social media, and now you're getting it on Monday Night Raw. That's all I got. I don't want to repeat myself from earlier, but you guys get the point. Charlie Caruso caught up with a very upset Seth Rollins. She said despite his best intentions, he did not accomplish what he intended. Seth said Kevin is going to have to learn things the hard way. Then he challenged Kevin Owens to a fight in the main event of Monday Night Raw. Whoop-de-fucking-do. With nothing on the line. Bobby Lashley with Lana versus Titus O'Neil. I guess Titus set the timer for 20 minutes. And he figured, you know what? Today I'm going to go wrestle. And by the time I'm done here, the fucking pies will be out of the oven. I don't know. This match went to a no decision. Who the fuck asked for Titus O'Neil on Monday Night Raw? I guarantee you, whatever the Monday Night Football game was, you seen Bobby Lashley, and that was more than enough for you to change the channel. Then you seen Bobby Lashley versus Titus O'Neil. Maybe you didn't even fucking come back to Monday Night Raw at that time. Ever. So we got this match, no decision. Now, before this, we seen a clip of Rusev getting a restraining order delivered to him as he was entering the building. So he could not enter the building. They escorted him out of the building. So when Lashley and O'Neil were having what I saw was a very sloppy match, we got Rusev jumping the barricade, and he attacked Lashley, and he knocked him out of the ring. Lana is yelling in protest here. He started pounding away at Lashley, and then he threw him into the ringside steps. He then dragged Lashley all the way up to the stage. He cleared off the Monday Night Raw announce table. And Rusev, at this point, it's not about you, yelling at Lana. And then the police arrived and pulled Rusev away and put Rusev in handcuffs. Now, I seen people on social media saying that these were real cops in this segment for Rusev, Lana, and Bobby Lashley. So I appreciate WWE going to the extent of actually getting real officers to give the angle a sense of realism. I don't give a shit about the overall storyline here that they're trying to tell with Rusev and Bobby Lashley with Lana. So he's in handcuffs. Police are there, and there's like 4 of them. Rusev broke free and shoulder checked Bobby Lashley off the stage. And then he went down off the stage and fell into some of the debris down below. And it was 4 cops, 5 cops, a woman cop, 6 cops in total. And they could not restrain this guy from attacking Bobby Lashley. So then again, in their custody, after he shoulder checked Lashley off the stage, he kicks one of the rigs that are standing on the stage, one of the metal beams that is constructed on the Monday Night Raw stage. He kicks that, and it falls over on top of Bobby Lashley and on top of the rubble. Then all of a sudden, you see Rusev being taken away. Lana's over there with Bobby Lashley. He's being stretched out with a neck brace on his neck. She looks all concerned. I went to the bathroom. I took a nice steaming dump, and then I looked down in the fucking toilet, and then I was reminded, oh, that's what the Bobby Lashley and Rusev storyline looks like. Oh my God, it hasn't looked as good as this in weeks. Who gives a shit about this? I could not give a single solitary fuck about what the fuck they're fighting over. I don't care. The more about this we talk, the angrier I get. The less said, the better. What did CM Punk say about Baron Corbin and the big dog on SmackDown? The less we talk about this, the better. I'm just grateful that it wasn't in the fucking main event of this show. Akam and Razor versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. AOP is back on Monday Night Raw. They signed with Monday Night Raw after the draft. This one went 2 minutes. Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins win here over AOP. Who am I kidding? Are you fucking kidding me? These guys couldn't fucking win if they wished for a win. AOP destroys these guys with the final chapter or the last chapter. I like the final chapter better. I don't know. Then they hit Ryder and Hawkins with a super collider, and that was pretty much it. And I think they finished them off with a double team sit-out powerbomb neckbreaker-like move. And that was it. AOP wins in 2 minutes. They changed their ring attire. I don't know why they changed their ring attire. They're wearing jeans now. Dark jeans. They look all dark and brooding and evil. But now they're shirtless. I don't know why we got to get these outfit changes that I honestly think are unnecessary. You know, they don't look like, you know, the fucking typical big man that Vince McMahon drools over, you know? I would like to see them back in their old ring gear. I don't know what, with the vests, you know, at least it made them stand out. Why would you take their tactical vests away from them? Maybe Seth Rollins is going to bring the tactical vests back. I don't know if this goes in the direction that we think it's going to go in. But I didn't like the new appearance of AOP. They looked very generic. Just like I didn't like the new appearance of Heavy Machinery. I think they need to go back to their old ring attire. But that's just me. AOP wins here. And I mentioned on social media, how many weeks, how many months are WWE going to put AOP in jobber squash matches before we get some legitimate competition for these guys? If we get to see the Viking Raiders every single week, and they have nothing but jobber enhancement talent for the Viking Raiders, I think the Viking Raiders and their WWE Tag Team title reign is a very good indication about where we're going with AOP. I don't need to see AOP squash or, you know, destroy anybody. We know what these guys could do. This is your fucking fault why nobody gives a shit about them, why nobody gave them a reaction, why nobody is going to give a shit about them. This is your fault. You put them on TV, you made them dominant, then you put them with Drake Maverick, you fucking give them pee-pee jokes. AOPP is the running gag with these guys. Then you kept them off TV because one of them got hurt, and now they're back and nobody gives a shit about them. On, off, wax on, wax off. Nobody's going to give a shit about them. Now it's WWE's chance to build them back up again, and I honestly think it's going to be too little too late. But we'll talk about that when we get to the ending of this show. AOP wins in 2 minutes over Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Two jobbers, nonetheless. Andrade with Zelina Vega against Akira Tozawa. This is Akira Tozawa's second match on Monday Night Raw. He had one last week as well. This is actually back-to-back nights that Akira Tozawa is working a WWE show. He worked the Survivor Series on the pre-show. He's working Monday Night Raw. My goodness. Enjoy that extra pay, Akira Tozawa. 2 minutes, and that was pretty much it. Hammerlock DDT. Goodbye, Akira Tozawa. Nothing more to the match. Andrade is still floating in mid-card territory with nothing to do. When are we going to get this guy a fucking title opportunity on Monday Night Raw? I don't know. Aleister Black is back in his dark closet, and he's not looking into the camera. He's looking off to the side somewhere as if he's talking to somebody, yet he's talking to nobody. He's talking to himself. And he says, Buddy Murphy went too far. Then he looked to the camera and said, Murphy's mere presence on Raw tonight indicates he wants to pick a fight with me. I really don't understand this. I really don't understand Aleister Black. Every time I look at Aleister Black, I look at somebody who has been wasted for 7 months on the main roster with absolutely no direction. I don't know how you could bring this guy up to the main roster in fucking April and have him do absolutely nothing for the majority of 2019. Whoever is in charge of this man's gimmick, or whoever is handling Aleister Black, or the creative team in general, you should all be fucking shot dead. Because how you fuck this guy up, I don't really understand. This guy should be a multi-time champion of some sort on Monday Night Raw, or anywhere. Yet this guy has had 0 fucking feuds outside of Cesaro. And where did that go? Nowhere. You took him right off television and had him go right back into the fucking closet for another 5 weeks. Yeah, we really can't get behind somebody when you fucking put him on TV and then make him disappear like fucking David Copperfield. Ridiculous. Why would anybody give a shit about Aleister Black? I look at Aleister Black and I feel sorry. I really do. I honestly do. The guy should be the fucking biggest babyface on this show. And he's sitting in a goddamn fucking closet talking to himself, waiting for someone to fight him. This guy should be out there kicking people's heads off. and he's waiting for a fucking fight. Ridiculous. How fucking stupid does that sound? This guy in NXT was fucking ready to kick anybody's head off. He was always on the show. Now we barely see him. Buddy Murphy, the guy that he's feuding with, Buddy Murphy versus Matt Hardy. Holy shit. Matt Hardy is alive. Matt Hardy is back on Monday Night Raw for 1 week at least. Without Jeff. He came out as Matt Hardy. He didn't come out broken. He didn't come out woken. He didn't come out doing any of that stuff. He did do a delete, though. But that was pretty much the extent of it. So Buddy Murphy wins here with a series of knee strikes. 1, 2, 3 knee strikes to the face. And Buddy Murphy beats Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy did get some offense here. He got a twist of fate. He then went into his delete chant. Murphy blocked the twist of fate. And then, or he was going for, I think it was the twist of fate. And then he was going for the side effect or something. Murphy blocked whatever he was trying to do. And then he caught Hardy with a leaping knee, like I said, times 3. And that was pretty much it. Murphy, at some point in the match, got busted open. He was bleeding from the nose. And Murphy wins here. Afterwards, he takes the microphone and then he starts mocking Aleister Black and says, "I am Buddy Murphy, and I have come to pick a fight with," and then Aleister Black's music hits, and he ran to the ring. So Black in the ring with Murphy. He's staring Buddy Murphy down. I think this could be a phenomenal match if they let these guys go, you know. But Black is in the ring with Murphy. Black ducked Murphy's attack. He tried to go punch Black, but Black ducked and landed a spinning elbow. He then gave him a devastating knee strike right to the chin. Murphy fell back to the floor to the outside, and that was pretty much it. Murphy teased re-entering the ring, but then just retreated and kept walking away. So that's that. We got a little tease of Aleister Black. Aleister Black was out for a little bit with a minor knee injury. But it looks like he's back in action, and we should possibly be seeing Aleister Black back in the ring on Monday Night Raw. If not, I don't know what the fuck these people are waiting for. Charlie Caruso interviewed Charlotte backstage. She asked Charlotte if her behavior was captain-like on Sunday. Charlotte said she never claimed to be a team player, but rather she was the only person qualified to lead Monday Night Raw. After Survivor Series, she said Asuka is still bitter about losing the SmackDown title to her last spring on the way to WrestleMania and also ending her undefeated streak at WrestleMania 34. So they showed a still image of Asuka spitting the green mist in Charlotte's face. She said Asuka knows that's the only way she can beat her. Charlotte said she will remind her why she is a 10 times women's champion and the queen. Now, I'm going to give Charlotte some props here. I usually go into the Android bit here on the podcast, but when Charlotte is in this environment and she's talking naturally and she's talking like a regular human being and doesn't sound like she's coming off the fucking conveyor belt for her battery charge, right? She sounds good. She sounded natural and she sounded normal here. She sounded comfortable. Her delivery was on point. She sounded great. And when she's in the ring, cutting a live promo in front of the audience, that's when she sounds like fucking Android 7.3 with a firmware update of fucking 10.9, you know? And then she's got to have her ionized battery changed out. It's fucking ridiculous. I am the queen, 10 times women's champion. Asuka and the green mist. You let me down at Survivor Series. I don't want to hear that. She sounded good here. More of this, Charlotte. With less moonsaults, please. So more of this. This was good. AJ Styles is in the ring. It's probably my favorite part of the show. This is my favorite part of the show. Humberto Carrillo made his way to the ring. It was supposed to be a United States Championship match. Now listen. There might be some fans of Humberto out there. I am not one of them. The guy does absolutely nothing for me. He's fucking AC Slater from Saved by the Bell with the fucking dimples. Give me a break. You know? I don't know if he's fighting for the United States title or attending the prom at Bayside High. I don't know. Humberto makes his way to the ring, and all I can think of is this guy wins the United States Championship. and he is the new United States champion, that title is going to be dead in the water. Why would you ever take the title off of AJ Styles and put it on Humberto Carrillo? Really? What type of shithead, boneheaded fucking decision creatively is that? The only reason why the title has any fucking life to it right now is because it's on the shoulder around the waist of AJ Styles. Because AJ Styles is AJ Styles. AJ Styles is not Humberto Carrillo. So you got AJ and the title in the ring. Humberto Carrillo is out there. And Carrillo is attacked in the aisleway. And they just take care of him on the ringside steps. They throw him into the ringside steps. They chokeslammed him on the ring apron. They delivered the magic killer on the steps. So it looks like Humberto Carrillo isn't getting a United States Championship match. And Jerry the King Lawler made a statement on commentary. Well, it's too soon for him anyway. You know, Jerry Lawler might be an old geezer, but man, is he 100% correct in that assessment of Humberto Carrillo. Ricochet ran out to check on Carrillo. Styles then started mocking Carrillo because he was unable to have the match. He said he doesn't appear medically cleared to wrestle. He then turned to making fun of Ricochet about him being a superhero. I would probably do the same thing. He said a real superhero would have been here on time to save his buddy from a beatdown. Ricochet asked if this is what the once great AJ Styles has resorted to. He said he sent Anderson and Gallows to beat down someone he feared could beat him. Listen, Ricochet, I appreciate what you do, bro, but I don't think AJ Styles is fucking afraid of Humberto Carrillo. Give me a fucking break over here. Ricochet then stepped into the ring on the ring apron, and he asked to challenge for the United States Championship. Now, he hasn't done anything for the United States Championship. Why would AJ Styles give him a title shot? The answer is no. The answer is no. He said he signed to fight Carrillo, not Ricochet. Randy Orton's music hit. He walked out with a microphone in his hand and he said Carrillo might not be able to compete, but he can. He said the people of Chicago would love to see nothing more than him RKO his ass right through the canvas. I laughed. So fans are clearly behind this decision. Orton entered the ring. Styles said the last time they competed against each other, it was in a bigger and better city at WrestleMania. And I beat you. Said he has nothing more to prove against two guys he's already beaten. And you know what? AJ Styles is 100% correct in that assessment. Seriously. He is 100% correct. Isn't it funny how AJ here is still standing behind saying no, and he has every right to say no? He was the one who came out and a couple of months ago said, what is this? All you have to do is look at a title around here and you get a title shot? That's what I want. And he pretty much was backing up exactly what he stated a couple of months ago when he said that. I don't need to fight you guys. I beat you guys. What I got to prove against you guys? Nothing. Drew McIntyre then stepped out. And this is somebody that honestly deserves a championship match because he has not received a singles title shot yet. Drew McIntyre stepped out and he said he knows someone Styles has never faced before and who has never had a singles title opportunity. He said this man is tall, handsome, and he comes with a sexy accent. And just last night, he beat a monster among men and a champion, NXT UK champion, Walter. And the fans are still salty over that creative decision. That was fucking ridiculous. WWE is a garbage company. Drew entered the ring and proposed Styles versus Drew for the United States title for the first time ever. Now, if I'm Styles and I heard this coming from Drew McIntyre, then I got Ricochet and Randy Orton there, I'm looking at McIntyre, I'm like, you know what? You do make a point. I'll take it under advisement. I'll take it into consideration. So that is the most attractive offer to me if I am AJ Styles. Styles said after stealing the show last night, he's a little sore. So Rey Mysterio then comes on out. Said he won't let Styles cheat the fans in Chi-Town out of a title match. Then he challenged AJ Styles. Styles said none of them have earned anything. Again, going back to what he said a couple of months ago, what do you guys got to do? Look at a title and get a title shot around here? None of you deserve a title shot, he said. You didn't do anything to earn a title shot. He said you're all entitled and spoiled. He declined all of their challenges. Ricochet proposed, then all four of them have a four-way match and the winner face Styles tonight. Drew said, I preferred my idea, to be honest. Styles said that's a dumb idea. Gallows, he then looked at Gallows, and Gallows says, this is actually a compelling idea. And everybody laughed at him. Styles then turned to Anderson because he didn't get the answer that he wanted from Gallows. Anderson said, well, it's Monday Night Raw, we're in a hot crowd in Chicago, and I think it's pretty cool. So, both of them are actually disagreeing with AJ Styles here. Styles says he will pick the bones of the winner, so you are all on. I have one issue with this. One issue. When Ricochet came out, it was okay. When Randy Orton came out there, it was okay. Then Drew McIntyre came out. Then Rey Mysterio came out. And then my interest in this segment went from here down to here. I don't like segments like this. I don't like this WWE direction that they usually go with segments like this. Segments like this usually tell you, watching at home, that this segment was put together and pieced together mere hours before the show. This had no planning. This had no direction whatsoever. This was simply done to pop the crowd in Chicago, to get a four-way on the show with four big names on this brand and a United States Championship match out of this show. There was no planning at all that went into this segment. It was just random winner of this match gets the United States Championship match. Why? Why are we so lazy when it comes to this type of thing? I don't understand it. Now, am I the only one complaining about this? Listen, the match was fine for what it was. The match was fun. The U.S. title match that followed was fun. I'm not shitting on the match. I'm shitting on the concept of WWE putting absolutely no effort and no thought into this type of situation. Look at the mid-card that they have on this show. Look at the mid-card. Now, again, I ask you, why was it the Intercontinental Championship that needed a facelift? Why? I don't get that. The United States Championship could have desperately used a facelift. Maybe that's still in the plans. I don't know. Now, if the United States Championship got a facelift, and we're all thinking right now, you know what, Brock Lesnar's going to be off TV for the next, 7 to 8 weeks maybe, going into the Royal Rumble. We don't know whose next opponent is going to be at the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar's not going to be on Monday Night Raw. He's probably got the rest of the year off. This roster needs something to fight for. Why not have that title be the United States Championship? Why not have it be a new United States Championship? Why not determine a winner of this match through actual wins? Why not take the great mid-card you got and actually determine a number one contender for the United States title and AJ Styles through fucking wins? I mean, it's a concept that's out there. It's a foreign language to WWE. But I would appreciate if we got Randy Orton and Ricochet and Humberto Carrillo and Rey Mysterio in, back and forth matches on a week-to-week basis, accumulating wins. Then we get a number one contenders match. Then we get the championship match. Is that too difficult of a concept to grasp? What has Randy Orton done to get a championship match? Nothing. He was eliminated in about 7 minutes at the Survivor Series. I don't understand why Randy Orton is out there asking for a title match. What has Ricochet done? Nothing. What has Rey Mysterio done? He just lost a match to Brock Lesnar for the WWE title. Now, if anybody in this match deserves anything, it's Drew McIntyre. He pinned the United Kingdom champion. But man, please, for the love of God, stop with the hot shot booking. It doesn't come off as good. It comes off as, well, it's cool for the moment, but there's no longevity. There's no effort. There's no planning. I want to see wins. Look at the mid-card that this show has, and you're not capitalizing on the fucking sheer talent that you have on this show. Or am I losing my mind? Or am I being that critical? Am I not looking at it for what it really is? Mindless fucking entertainment. Do I really want things to matter that much on TV? Do you guys not care about things mattering on TV? I don't know. Why do we all love AEW? Because everything on that show has a fucking meaning. This didn't have any meaning. This was just there to get us to the next segment and a United States Championship match. So we go from this segment, which was fun. It was unnecessary, and it dragged. I didn't like it by the end. But then we went from that to Ricochet, McIntyre, Randy Orton, and Rey Mysterio. This was actually fun. This was a fun match. Not taking anything away from the four guys here. Drew McIntyre hit a Glasgow kiss on Randy Orton. And this was the best moment of the entire night. Going to start here because up until this point, this is where everything just really became very interesting. Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre were in the ring. Mysterio and Ricochet were on the outside. And they got into a knife-edge chop battle. Now, I don't know. I have to assume that Drew McIntyre is taking lessons from Walter on the knife-edge chops. Walter's knife-edge chops are fucking devastating. Drew McIntyre's knife-edge chops from last night and then on to tonight against Randy Orton have been absolutely fucking devastating to the point where they cut open Walter's chest and Randy Orton's chest was as red as a fucking apple picked from the vine. It was unbelievable. So, Randy Orton sold these chops like they were the fucking worst things in the world. He bent over, he was fucking putting his finger in his ear, he lost all sense of hearing for a little bit because the chops were so loud and so devastating. And then Drew McIntyre yells at Randy Orton, "Come on, show me how much of a man you are." And then Randy Orton stands back up, and he thumbs him in the eye instead of going for another knife-edge chop. I laughed so hard that I didn't give a shit what else happened in this match. I didn't give a shit what else happened on this show. That was fucking brilliant. I loved that interaction between Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. Classic shit. That is something that just entertains me. A thumb to the fucking eye after Drew McIntyre is so serious, yelling at him, "Show me how much of a man you are." Thumb to the eye. Gotta love it. You gotta love it. So, Ricochet comes in. He hits Drew McIntyre with a flying head scissors, I believe. He went for a head scissors. Drew blocked it. Ricochet rolled through instead of going for a 2 count. And Drew McIntyre, or going for a cover, I should say. Drew McIntyre took over and delivered a sit-out powerbomb on Ricochet, which looked great for a near fall. Drew set up a Claymore kick, but Orton caught him with an RKO out of nowhere, and that would be it. Everybody thought Randy Orton would win this match and go on to fight AJ Styles for the United States Championship, but Gallows and Anderson yanked Randy Orton out of the ring and threw him into the barricade at ringside, with Drew and Orton down. Rey and Ricochet went one-on-one. Rey surprised Ricochet with a small package for the win. And Rey Mysterio is going on to battle AJ Styles for the United States Championship. I figured this would be the main event. I don't know why this wasn't the main event. I really don't understand. Like WWE, they've been really missing the boat on scheduling matches where they should be. There's no fucking way Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins is the main event of this show if you already have it planned on the card that Rey Mysterio is going to win the United States Championship against AJ Styles. I don't understand that. I really don't understand. Looking back at it, why, if you have it in the plans tonight for Rey Mysterio to win the United States Championship, hey, why didn't you give him a rest after the Fatal 4-Way? Why would you not put this moment and the title win in the main event and close the show with that, knowing what Rey Mysterio's been through with Brock Lesnar? Why would you end the show on a boring fucking Seth Rollins closing segment? I don't understand that. It's just mind-boggling to me. It really, and the United States Championship, with Lesnar being out, why don't you position the United States Championship as being the most important title on the show while Brock Lesnar is out? I don't understand that logic. But here I am. I'm just someone who likes to complain. Meanwhile, these things absolutely hold some sort of weight and have some sort of validity to them. AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio. This was fun. This was really fun. You know, we went to commercial break, obviously. Styles was in control. He hung Rey upside down in the corner, aimed at Rey Mysterio with a running sidekick right for Rey's head. Rey moved, and Styles collided crotch first into the ring post. This was pretty much the turning point of the match at this point. Rey then climbed up to the top rope, landed on Styles, executed a head scissor takedown. I love the way these two worked together. Everything looked fucking great. He mounted Styles in the corner for the 10 punches in the corner. And they just went over and over and over again on commentary to a point where it became nauseating. Are we going to see a miracle? Are we going to see a miracle with Rey Mysterio winning the United States Championship? The more that they said, could we see a miracle, the more I thought, well, he's not winning the title. Because WWE has a tendency to say, oh, will we see a miracle? Will we see a title change? And then we never see a title change. That's WWE's code for we're not getting a title change. Rey gave Styles a bulldog for a 2 count. Fans were chanting 619. Rey climbed to the top rope. Styles knocked him off. Set up for a superplex. Rey then bit. Yes, he started biting Styles' hand. Styles gave Rey a Ushigoroshi. Then set up for the Styles Clash. Rey countered with a sunset bomb for a 2 count. Rey then springboarded at Styles with a head scissors. Set up the 619. When Styles bounced off the middle rope, I'm like, holy shit, this could be it. Really nicely done there. 619. Crowd went crazy. Rey hit the 619. Styles bumped into the ref on the way back. So Mysterio got the 619. Styles jumped off the ropes, and the referee was right behind him, and Styles bumped him down, and he knocked the referee down. It was a really nice spot, and something that I don't remember seeing, with this situation. So it really looked good watching the 619 and then Styles jumping off the ropes and then bumping into the referee on the way back, trying to sell the move. So after the ref bump, Mysterio climbed to the top rope, but he noticed the ref was down. He climbed down. He went to make the cover. He started shaking the referee, but the referee was out. Fans are counting 1, 2, 3. It should have been over. Out comes Anderson and Gallows. They ran out. They attacked Rey with the referee down. Randy Orton comes down, and he makes the save. He tossed Anderson and Gallows into the barricade on the outside. Rey then gave Styles a 619. Orton in the ring gave Styles an RKO. Rey then hit the top rope splash. The referee finally came around, counted the 3, and Rey Mysterio is the new United States champion. Dominic came out there and celebrated with his father. Now, I mentioned this on social media, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because I think you guys know why Rey Mysterio won the United States Championship. This possibly moves Styles away from the United States Championship for now, and maybe we get Rey Mysterio against Ricochet and Rey Mysterio against Andrade, which I'll talk about in a second. But Styles is more than likely moving on to Randy Orton, which is fine by me. That's fine. That match could be used to determine who's next in line for the United States Championship. Rey Mysterio just got through with Brock Lesnar. I look at this as, okay, you did your deed, right? We gave you Brock Lesnar. We had your son in this storyline with you. We gave you Cain Velasquez and the storyline there with Brock Lesnar. We had you in the middle of all that. WWE knows that Rey Mysterio's contract is expiring very soon. So they gave him Brock Lesnar. They gave him a WWE Championship match. They put him in the storyline with Cain Velasquez. They gave him a storyline with his son, Dominic. He lost to Brock Lesnar in what I thought was a brilliantly booked match. Then he shows up on Monday Night Raw and wins the United States Championship. Rey Mysterio, even before Brock Lesnar, has been in a lot more storylines on Monday Night Raw. He's been a lot, he's been featured heavily on Monday Night Raw. And now, he gets a WWE Championship match, United States Championship match. He wins the United States Championship. He won the United States Championship because of his contract expiring, folks. This is nothing more than backstage politics in WWE. I'm not taking anything away from the situation. It was a great moment. It was a really fun match, and it was a cool moment to see Rey Mysterio win the United States Championship. I'm giving you the reality of the situation. I don't want to mention them here, but the reason why AEW is, on WWE's mind all the time is because they're changing the game. They're changing the game. Their contracts have increased because of the AEW effect. WWE knows that they need to keep all these talents happy that have expiring contracts. And if they don't, they're going to risk losing them to AEW because Cody Rhodes has already said that he wants Rey Mysterio on the AEW roster. What do you think a Rey Mysterio would do for an AEW? A lot. A lot. So WWE is pulling their political game again. And not only did they do it with Styles, not only did they do it with Gallows and Anderson, obviously they're trying it with the Revival. We all know this. WWE gave the United States Championship to Rey Mysterio because of backstage internal politics because his contract is expiring. They're using this as leverage to hopefully have him sign a new deal with the WWE. Everything that you're seeing with Rey Mysterio right now is because of his contract expiring. Where was Rey Mysterio in the first year of this current WWE contract? Nowhere. He was buried. He wasn't used at all. He wasn't utilized in an important way. He was treated as just like everybody else, a nobody. Rey Mysterio's appeal was not there. He didn't feel special. He felt like everybody else after coming in with big fanfare 3 weeks to a month after he debuted back in the WWE. He felt like everybody else. Now he feels special. Why is that? Because his contract is expiring. Now, what do we do here with Rey Mysterio as the United States Champion? Andrade's been winning matches. Andrade is overdue. Overdue. Now, I don't know what Rey Mysterio has said about his contract. Maybe he's already told Vince McMahon that he's not signing a contract, and they're giving him the title to hopefully entice him to sign. Look, we're all about you. Sign the deal. Now, if he doesn't sign the new deal, and they start booking him against Andrade, I can see Andrade win the United States Championship. This is where I think we're going to go anyway, because they had all those matches back on SmackDown, and everybody raved about them. They started fighting over and over and over again with absolutely nothing on the line. There was no meaning to the matches. The first match was great. The second match was great. Then WWE ran the well dry because everybody loved it, and they started giving them giving everybody Rey Mysterio and Andrade because it was the cool thing to do. They had nothing else for those guys to do, so let's have them have another lucha match on SmackDown. Another Canadian Destroyer here, another 15-minute classic there, whatever. And they meant nothing. They meant nothing. The wins and losses really didn't matter. Storyline went nowhere. There was a rumored mask versus hair match. Vince didn't want Andrade without hair. This was all in the reports. Now they're both back on Monday Night Raw. They're both on the same brand. Now Rey Mysterio is the United States Champion. Andrade's got some wins under his belt. Now it looks like the natural progression of this is for Rey Mysterio to go back and battle Andrade. But this time, it will have meaning because the United States Championship will be on the line. That's my thoughts on Rey Mysterio winning the United States Championship tonight. It's all internal politics over his expiring contract. And where do we go from here? Andrade is absolutely perfect for this situation. And if it's not, shame on WWE. Backstage, Charlie Caruso tried to interview Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens asked nicely if he could just hold the microphone. She gave him the microphone and backed away. Kevin Owens said he heard everything Seth had to say earlier and that he thinks he's doing everything to make the show better and holding people to his high standards. Owens said the biggest difference between the two of them is that he has known who he was from the moment he first laced up his pair of wrestling boots 20 years ago. And he has known who he was the entire time he's been in the WWE. He said he has never tried to be something he wasn't, even when people tried to make him into something different. He said he dug his heels into the sand and insisted on being himself, and I am perfectly fine with that. He said, on the other hand, Seth has always tried to be what WWE wants him to be, but all he has managed to do was turn yourself into a miserable, whiny, insufferable prick. He said if he wants to call him Mr. NXT, he will call him Mr. CrossFit, and that stunner earlier was nothing compared to what comes next. He said the next one will turn Monday Night Rollins into the Kevin Owens show. Great fucking promo by Kevin Owens. If you need any more indication as to who the face of this brand should be, right now, that should be all you need to know. Charlotte versus Asuka with Kairi Sane. This one went nearly 20 minutes. They went 16 minutes. I thought this was a very good match. Crowd really wasn't in this match like I expected them to be. They weren't invested in this. For some reason, the Chicago crowd has not been invested in main roster talent as far as the women go all weekend. They were there for the NXT talent. They loved the NXT talent, but they just haven't showed up for the main roster talent, and I don't know why. Charlotte kicked Asuka. Asuka came back with a German suplex. Charlotte ducked a roundhouse kick. Charlotte rolled up Asuka for a 2 count from behind. Asuka countered with an Asuka lock attempt. Charlotte leveraged Asuka's shoulders down out of the Asuka lock. Charlotte then gave Asuka a fallaway slam and then did a kip up, yelled out a woo. Then she walked over Asuka's chest on her way to the top rope. She went for the worst moonsault in the business. Asuka moved out of the way. Charlotte landed on her feet. Charlotte then landed a cannonball out of the moonsault position and went for a cover, only a 2 count. Back and forth. Asuka missed with a splash off the top rope. But when Charlotte went for natural selection, Asuka countered into an armbar. Charlotte tried to block the armbar. Asuka transitioned into a triangle. Charlotte stood out of it and applied a mid-ring Boston Crab, which looked beautiful. Asuka crawled towards the bottom rope. She got the bottom rope. Charlotte hit a spear, another move she stole from Roman Reigns' repertoire. Kairi Sane earlier in the match got chased away by Charlotte Flair. They ran into the crowd. Kairi Sane ran away. Charlotte chased her away because she was being a pest on the outside. So when Kairi Sane disappeared, Charlotte came back into the ring to take care of Asuka. So Kairi Sane returned after running away or being chased away and distracted Charlotte on the outside, being a pest on the outside. Charlotte was setting up for the figure 4. So she decided to let go of Asuka. And this is a 10-time women's champion. She's letting little poor Kairi Sane jump up and down on the outside, distract her, while she's about to apply the figure 4 and transition into the figure 8. She goes to the outside, and she chased Kairi down at ringside, threw her into the ring post. Charlotte entered the ring, and eventually she got hit with green mist. The green mist hits Charlotte in the face. Asuka rolled her up for a pin, and that was pretty much it. Now, I really don't understand the green mist. I really don't get it time and time again. I understand why Asuka does it. Asuka wanted to get back at Charlotte for what happened in the build towards WrestleMania last year and then taking the undefeated streak of 914 days away from Asuka at WrestleMania 34, which I still don't think should have happened. I understand why Asuka does it. Asuka's a heel. Asuka's too good to be in a situation where she always has to cheat to win. She doesn't have to do that all the time. I want it to be special. I want it to be unique. Everybody that shot the mist out, I'm sure that they didn't shoot the mist out every single fucking match that they wrestled in. And I don't want that to be a rinse and repeat method with Asuka here either. You know, how great would it have looked if she did it once and then, you know, you took a month or 2 off from it. She's fighting Becky Lynch. She pulls out the mist again, right? I'm not saying that she can't have it in her back pocket. You know, I'm not saying she can't come out with the green face paint. She's a heel now. But don't do it every single fucking time. Just like I rant and rave about Andrade using Zelina Vega in the same situation every single time. You don't need Zelina Vega to help Andrade cheat to win against someone like fucking Apollo Crews or Akira Tozawa. You know? When she's needed, she'll be needed in a match against Rey Mysterio. When Dominic is on the outside in Rey Mysterio's corner. That's when Zelina is going to be a valuable asset. But now that Zelina Vega has interjected herself in every single fucking match, when she does it next in the big situation, it's going to be like, oh, typical Andrade. Same thing here. I don't want it to be typical Asuka because she pulled out the green mist. These two were having a very good match. Asuka is, in some sense, better than Charlotte Flair. She doesn't need to resort to using green mist to beat Charlotte Flair. And imagine if she used that against Becky Lynch and she misted Becky Lynch in the eyes, teasing a title win over Becky Lynch, and Becky overcomes the green mist. You know, it would have been that much more special that she pulled it out and then Becky Lynch overcame the green mist. Now we're seeing the green mist and she's probably going to miss the green mist and it's going to be, oh look, Asuka used the green mist and now it was her downfall. It's stupid. Nothing is special. Nothing is special in this company. I just wish that she didn't have to resort to beating Charlotte with the green mist. I would have liked her to go into this feud with Becky Lynch because I'm assuming that's what's coming next. Looking strong. You don't need Asuka to use the green mist every single time out. Eric Rowan beat Kyle Roberts in 1 minute. Who gives a shit? This clown, Kyle Roberts, went to the outside and tried to peek what was in the cage that Eric Rowan's been carrying out to ringside. He got the claw. That was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Charlie Caruso interviewed Lana backstage. Lana said her soon-to-be ex-husband is a danger to himself and all of society. No, Monday Night Raw is a danger to everybody and all of society. which is why she has petitioned multiple courts in multiple jurisdictions to stay away from her. She said WWE should fire him and send him right back to Bulgaria. She said, and I quote, "Send that animal straight back to Bulgaria." You want WWE to fire him so that he goes right to AEW. Okay, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Bulgaria? You mean AEW? She said people are asking her about how Bobby Lashley is doing. Nobody's asking how Bobby Trashley is doing. But I assure you I'm handling it. Sure you are. Despite this very, very traumatic experience, I'm going to be okay. So she doesn't even mention what Bobby Lashley's condition is at this point. Now, that was pretty much it. She says, I'm okay, and Rusev is an animal that needs to be shipped back to Bulgaria. Crowd is giving her the what treatment? Exactly. What? I don't give a shit. Finally, guys, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. This went to a no contest, I guess, for the sake of getting the fuck out of here. This went to a no contest. I didn't really know what happened here. Akam and Razor came down. So Kevin Owens went for a stunner. Seth blocked it, hit a super kick. Owens fired back with a super kick. Seth then super kicked him. Owens came back with a stunner. Both were down, slow to get up. And then out comes AOP. AOP comes out. They both are in the ring. Akam and Razor, they're eyeing Seth and KO. Seth and KO rolled to the opposite corners. One was in one corner, Seth was in the other. Razor then attacked KO, and then Akam joined in. Referee called for the bell. I don't know what happened here. Maybe a disqualification. I don't know. AOP double-teamed Kevin Owens. They threw him into the ring post a few times, and that was pretty much it. Seth stood up and yelled, "Come on," because after they were finished attacking Kevin Owens, they went over to go look at Seth Rollins, and he was yelling, "Come on," and they left the ring. And that was pretty much it. Kevin Owens was struggling to get up. Rollins seen his advantage. He stomped Kevin Owens not once, but twice. And that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it. Now, this looked very lame in execution. The AOP attack looked very lame in execution. The crowd didn't really give a shit about this whatsoever. And that's WWE's fault, the way that they've been booking AOP. Or have booked AOP. I'm intrigued about where this goes. Does this mean that Seth Rollins is finally going to fully turn heel and we're going to get a confirmation on him turning heel? I don't know. I'm standing my ground. He's not heel yet. He's been heel already. You just didn't know it. You know? And again, this could be used as a redemption storyline to build him back up in the good graces of the fans. We don't know yet. In typical WWE fashion, that might be exactly what they're doing here. They just took his social media idiocy and put it on TV. That's all they did. That's all they did. They took Seth Rollins on Twitter and put him on TV. But we all hated him already. We all disliked him already. He was an asshole already. He didn't turn heel. He didn't turn heel. You were already booing him. He was already getting booed. Now, WWE gave him more boos on top of that, but we were going in that direction anyway. What are they doing here? Are they giving Seth Rollins a new stable? I don't know. I'm intrigued by the addition of AOP. The execution of this attack was fucking lame. It didn't do anything for me. It didn't come off intense. It didn't come off calculated. It just came off as them going into business for themselves. That's the way I see it right now. Because Seth Rollins put them down. Where were you guys? Where were you guys at the Survivor Series? You didn't help us out on Sunday night. Why are you even here? We don't need you tonight if you didn't show up at the Survivor Series to help us beat SmackDown and NXT. So from what I've seen, they went into business for themselves. But is this leading to Rollins coming out and having his own group of guys again to take back what he thinks is his? Monday Night Raw. I'm intrigued because I pitched this same exact idea with Roman Reigns years ago. A new Roman Empire with the AOP, with the Authors of Pain. Now, WWE was afraid to do it with Roman, but they're not afraid to do it possibly with Seth Rollins. This could be a great thing for Seth, and this could be a brilliant thing for the AOP. If they go and actually go full-fledged with this Seth Rollins heel turn and confirm it 100% and go all the way with it, which they need to do. You cannot go half-assed on this heel turn with Seth Rollins. It needs to go all the way. You can't stop in between. You gotta you've already committed yourself. The fans have already given you what direction you need to go in. Listen to them. Listen to the fucking audience. They're telling you where to go here. Don't stop and pull back. Don't fucking go in between and have half the fucking crowd boo him and half the crowd cheer him. Go all the way with it. You got Kevin Owens, who's universally fucking wanted by the audience. You got him as the babyface. You ain't losing anything. You're trading one for the other. Rollins is going to be the biggest heel on this roster. And that's something you desperately need right now. And at the same time, if you pair him with the AOP, they're going to be over because of how hated Rollins is. And they need that more than anybody. Kevin Owens is going to be the face of this company. I don't know where they go with this. He's not heel confirmed yet. He's already been a heel. You just didn't know it. Now, with this pairing, again, it needs to go all the way. No half-ass bullshit. That's the one thing we're going to figure out. It's the one thing we're going to keep an eye on as we move into next week on Monday Night Raw. The execution of it was lame. The theory of this is interesting. Go all the way. Do not stop midway through this. This needs to be executed 100% and not 50%. That's all I'm going to say about that. Guys, I'm getting out of here. Thank you so very much for watching and listening to this Monday Night Raw review. If you guys enjoyed this, please let me know down below. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys check out all the other content that you might have missed this big wrestling weekend that we just had, Survivor Series weekend. It's in the books. Thank you guys so very much. I will see you right back here tomorrow with something. I don't know what it is. I actually want to take the day off, to be honest with you. I don't even want to do off the script elite. I want to take the day off. But I probably won't. But I'll probably see you guys right back here for some AEW podcasts, some AEW news and rumors. Until then, guys, thank you so very much. I'm getting out of here. And I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow with something right here on the channel. Hit that thumbs up. Have a good night. Have a cold beverage for me, whatever that might be. Preferably it's a Guinness. Somewhere, it's beer time. I don't know where you guys are listening to me, but pop open a cold one for me, and I'll see you guys right back here on Tuesday for more content on the channel. See you guys then.